Hello IDV players, and welcome back to another crossover concept video. Today I'm back talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender again, and I'll discuss what a possible part 2 could look like. In my last video I gave a rundown of characters from the show who would receive skins, accessories, pets, and possible events and essence rewards. In this video I will do the same exact thing but with different characters, accessories, events, and essence rewards. Unfortunately there won't be any pets this time. Just like last time, all of the skins will come from an essence, and this crossover will not be in the shop. One thing I didn't mention in the last video was what the skins would actually look like, and I think that all the skins in part 1 would have the outfits that their characters have after adding Zuko to Team Avatar in Season 3. And I made an adjustment to Aang's costume. Not only will there be airbending surrounding him when he uses his abilities, but his eyes will glow as if he's entering the Avatar state. Just like the in-game crossovers, when part 2 is in the game, part 1 will also make a return. This time I'm not only considering their abilities, but also the backstories and picking which IDV character would get skins. To start us off, we have the Crown Prince of the Fire Nation, Prince Zuko.
If you really want it to feel like old times, I could, chase you around a while and try to capture you.
Zuko's an excellent firebender who is exiled from his home in order to regain his honor. Just like Aang, I believe Zuko would be the S tier in this crossover. I had a hard time picking between 3 different characters who would fit Zuko: Knight, Mercenary, and Professor. The pick was mainly between Knight and Mercenary, but in the end I decided Mercenary was the better option. Both Zuko and Mercenary have experienced war and its long-lasting effects. I also thought that Mercenary's abilities would fit Zuko the best. His tools are elbow pads, and when running into a structure while they are activated, Mercenary boosts in the direction of the way the camera's facing and gets a considerable speed boost. When using the Zuko skin, the elbow pads are golden with red and black accents. Running, vaulting, and decoding makes fire around him, and Zuko's showroom animation would be him firebending without using rage or the
Hello, Zuko here.
I also gave Zuko a matching S tier accessory, Zuko's dual broadswords. When equipped, using Mercenary's elbow pads will leave a trail of either regular fire or colorful fire, like Zuko and Aang witnessed in the Firebending Masters. The next skin in the first A tier for part 2 is Zuko's sister, Princess Azula.
Yes, we defeated you for all time. You will never rise from the ashes of your shame and humiliation.
Azula has been a firebending prodigy ever since she was a child. She's even the only character that I can remember able to create blue fire. The survivor I chose to represent Azula is the Coordinator. I chose Coordinator because both Coordinator and Azula excel at what they do at a young age. Coordinator's good at horseback riding and shooting, while Azula is again a firebending prodigy. Also, I feel like she would want to face the hunter head on, kind of how Coordinator has to use her ability. Coordinator has a flare gun that she can use to shoot at the hunter and temporarily stun them. Using the Azula skin changes the flare gun to gold with red and black accents with a Fire Nation insignia on it. Her showroom animation would be her firebending with blue fire or using lightning. Azula would also have a matching S tier accessory, Azula's scissors. I honestly had no idea what to make her accessory look like, so I decided to use the scissors that she cut her hair with in Season 3 while her mental health deteriorated. When equipped, shooting the flare gun instead releases a blast of blue fire, and lightning will surround the player. The next A tier in part 2 is Zuko's girlfriend, Mai.
I thought my life was boring in the Fire Nation, but this place is unbearably bleak.
Mai is a part of the Fire Nation, however, she is a non-bender. That means she has no special abilities, so she can't bend. That doesn't discourage her from fighting though, because she's very skilled with knives and other melee weapons. I thought Antiquarian would best represent her. Both Mai and Antiquarian grew up as a part of the nobility and were taught how to be well-mannered by their fathers. They are also skilled in the use of martial arts and use melee weapons. Antiquarian's tool is a bamboo flute. Her bamboo flute is used to temporarily disable the hunter's abilities and stun them for a couple of seconds. She can also give herself a speed boost by spinning the flute. In Avatar, Mai is shown to throw her knives at people, not to hurt them, but to temporarily immobilize them. She is also pretty quick on screen. Mai's skin would change the bamboo flute to a red-tinted spear, similar in looks to Antiquarian's spear from her Mulan skin and inspired by Mai's knives. Her showroom animation could be her throwing her knives or stilettos. She would not have an accessory due to being a non-bender. The final A tier for part 2 of the Avatar crossover is Ty Lee.
My aura has never been pinker.
Ty Lee is an energetic and optimistic girl who knows her way around hand-to-hand combat and chi blocking. Chi blocking makes the victim's muscles useless and can even restrict the bending of benders. I thought that the female dancer would fit her best. Both Ty Lee and the female dancer have ties to the circus, and they're both very flexible. Female dancer's abilities are music boxes that she can place on the ground that come in 2 settings. slowing the hunter down, or speeding survivors up. Whenever in the range of her music boxes, female dancer can also twirl to avoid the hunter. The music boxes would be pink, red, and gold with Ty Lee equipped. Ty Lee's showroom animation could be her demonstrating acrobatics and maybe chi blocking as well. She would also not have an accessory due to being a non-bender. The rewards from the essence other than the skins would be emotes, graffiti, portraits, and standby motions. Each of the 4 survivors would receive emotes, graffiti, and standby motions exclusive to them. Mercenary would get an emote of Zuko using firebending or his swords maybe. Coordinator would get an emote of her using both hands to summon fire like Azula in the beach episode. Antiquarian would get an emote of May either throwing her knives or just like showing them off. And female dancer would get an emote of her doing a handstand or something else acrobatic. Their standby emotes would mainly reflect their personalities. Mercenaries would reflect Zuko's impatience or anger. Coordinators would show Azula's narcissism and confidence. Antiquarian would reflect May's boredom. And female dancers would show Ty Lee's bubbly personality. They would also get sprays in themselves. The portraits would include Zuko, Azula, May, Ty Lee, Iroh, Ozai, Admiral Zhao, and Ursa. That about wraps up part 2 of the Avatar crossover. It was really fun doing these characters and going into more depth on why I chose each character. Let me know whether I should end this series off with a part 3 inspired by Legend of Korra, or if I should start something else. I'm currently working on the script for a Pokemon crossover which has more diversity with the characters I chose, so expect to see that video soon. I've even been brainstorming ideas for Ultra Despair Girls as well. I'm also planning on experimenting with crossovers that include hunters as well. So thank you for watching and have a great day.